How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
Chennai Super Kings haven't lost to Delhi at Chepauk since 2010, and yet it is the Capitals who enter CSK's den this time around as table toppers, unbeaten so far, while CSK are hoping for a turnaround to their early season fortunes. What can we expect from this Saturday afternoon contest? Let's find out on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout in the company of Mark Boucher and Sanjay Bangar. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. CSK, it almost feels like it's, we're used to saying the opposite. Delhi starts slow, CSK starts strong. But CSK, with the kind of start they've had, will they be looking to change things?
Yeah, they're in unknown territory at the moment, as you say, which is quite strange. I don't think there'll be panic in that camp at all, though. You've got some very good leaders, some heads that have been in that situation before. I think they'll just be looking for the best combination right now. Changes, I think that they might look to somehow try bring in Conway. Maybe try bring in another local bowler as well, Indian bowler, a seamer. I just think that the middle order hasn't sort of been quite together as what they usually are. I don't particularly like Shivan Dubey batting at 4. I prefer him at 5. So yeah, they might mingle with it a bit, but certainly no panic yet.
I know it is the CSK way to not change things too much, but the fact that we already saw 2 changes in the last game with Hooda and Curran going out, Vijay Shankar and Overton coming in, it does suggest that they too aren't convinced.
I believe that they're not convinced about their top order yet because their lower order is not as strong as it used to be before, because earlier you had the luxury of MS walking in and doing some magical things at 6 or 7, but he's dropped down, so they would want a stronger top order. And I was a little bit surprised when I heard Ruturaj say in one of the interviews that it has been decided at the auction table itself that he's going to bat at number 3. So if that is the case, and if they are not going to change that, then the best fix for this is get Conway and Rachin to open. And as Mark said, get an Indian bowler. And they certainly have Mukesh Chaudhary, who is quite a good incisive bowler, left armour.
Conway in for Overton would be the change then?
Yeah, I think so. And I think just on the back of that as well, if you look at the way that CSK play at home as well, is that they like to set the whole innings up for the back end, where you get the likes of Jadeja and Dhoni coming in and really banging it around at the back end. So that's what they've been missing. Those lower order batters have been forced to come in a little bit earlier than usual, which has put them under a bit of pressure. So yeah, I would go Conway in for Everton, and then look to get one of the local seamers in.
Among the domestic pacers available, there's Mukesh Chaudhary, Gurjapneet Singh. Who do you favour?
Mukesh has been around the IPL scene for a number of seasons now, so he's quite sharp, can bowl upwards or around 140 Ks. So he's a guy you can go to, and him along with Khalil can be a good partnership because so far, from whatever we have seen, Ashwin is still not at his best as far as bowling in power play is concerned.
Yeah, Ashwin is definitely putting them under a little bit of pressure. We need to see him bowling 4 overs. Another one I'm going to throw into the mix is Anshul Kamboj. He's also come from MI. He had a good start to his career. He took wickets up front, so he can bowl the new ball as well. And he can also bowl at death. So he's also another good option for them to use.
All right, so that's CSK. Now, when you consider Delhi, what a start it's been for them. A heist against Lucknow Super Giants, absolutely dominant against Sunrisers Hyderabad. What have you made from what we've seen from Delhi in the first 2 games?
I'm very impressed with the kind of team that they've put up at the auction table. I just get a feeling that the bowling is just about right. They've got 2 of the best spinners in the country, Indian spinners, 3 quality overseas batters, and some equally useful Indian batters as well, because you have the experience of KL at 3. You have the exciting Ashutosh Sharma doing the finisher's role. So all in all, having Stark there adds that zip to the attack as well. So overall, it seems to be a team which has a lot of its bases covered.
Those 2 spinners in particular, the lead spinners, Kuldeep and Aksar, they also have Vipraj Nigam, who's been playing. You'd imagine they have a big role to play, seeing the kind of surfaces we're seeing at Chepauk so far.
Absolutely. And, there, but also in the rest of the competition as well, they're going to play a massive role. I just think that they look like a very balanced side at the moment as well. They've got good leadership. Faf coming in up the order there is going to be very good for that top order. Aksar as well, he's got a great leadership role as well. So yeah, they look very balanced at the moment, and that's probably the reason why they're at the top of the table.
Given CSK's own struggles against spin and with their middle order and not knowing what their best batting setup is, those 8 overs of Kuldeep and Akshar, potentially where this game could be decided?
Not necessarily, because if you look at the kind of surface that was on offer for the CSK RCB game, it didn't seem that it is a CSK or a Chepauk wicket generally, which just tends to hold up a little bit. The ball was coming nicely onto the bat, and even if the CSK batters had to maybe play somebody out, they could very well afford to do that and target the remaining 14 overs, either of the pace or maybe a couple of overs of Akshar as well. And they have a couple of batters who quite read Kuldeep well, and they also can put Kuldeep under pressure to an extent. So I don't really think that those 8 overs will make or break the game.
Yeah, for me, you're looking at that stadium and looking at that pitch. CSK are very difficult to beat there, but in their home conditions. And I don't see that wicket playing as their home conditions at the moment. Usually you get there, it's a little bit slower. That's when your likes of Jadeja, Ashwin can come into play. But they also know how to play that way as well. Set the game up and then, as I said, bang it towards the back end. I wonder if they're going to go back to their default way of playing at home. Will there be chats to the groundsman once again? Can bring him up all the time. But I would like to see them go back to that style of play.
Who are your favourites?
Well, I mean, on paper, DC seems to be a stronger unit, but temperament-wise, this is a champion team. They know how to bounce back, and it's not too often that you see a team like CSK, lose 3 on the trot. So I expect them to bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going to go CSK as well. You don't keep a team like that down for too long. There's some clever heads there, nice relaxed heads in that change room as well. So I'm going to go with them at their home ground.
All right, thank you so much, Mark and Sanjay. Our experts are definitely sticking with history. It's been 7 wins on the bounce for CSK against Delhi at Chepauk. Will that change?
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.